Mr. Simmons. I'm not part of the program, I'm on the job, but I would like to make one suggestion, one comment, and one question. Suggestion one. I know there is much talk about refocus of curriculum. You talk about family, and I think we should start with children in the families, how they were brought up. We established that. But I think instead of focusing on the anger management in the schools being taught and all the other soft skills being focused by the Minister of Education, I think we should include sex education, dealing with relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend at age 14, 15, 16. I think we should start there. If we want to have responsible youths in the community, persons that we can look up to and prevent this teenage pregnancy, all of this, I think we should start with sex education in the schools. Comment. In the secondary school. Comment. I'm from the small community of Montrose, and there isn't any feuds going on there. We do not have any big amenities, as to say, for recreation and stuff. But I know that there are projects in the pipeline for my community. I know they would start soon, but I know that in the past we were utilizing River Sally Community Center when projects such as the, this ladies from Rosehill used to do the, make the pepper sauce. Persons were part of that program, and there are other programs. But I would like to see a continuation of these programs into other villages besides the River Sally, the Rosehill, possibly Livera and others like that. And I would know how soon would the Livera project, you know, there have been talk about the payment process, because I used to be established in the Ministry of Housing and Lands, and persons are, anytime they see me, once they see me, well, when we get in pay, it's just that much persons would like to know how soon would there be a close off, a cut off on what is happening with the Livera Development Project. That's it.
The Livera Development Project is really at a standstill. The developers seem to be having problems to raise the money. And as you know that the developers themselves claim that they had passed on the money to the past administration to pay the people, and they never paid them. You know, but we have to find a means of paying them. But as it stands now, the developers are having difficulty raising funding to go ahead with the project. So we just have to wait and see.
Afternoon. You spoke about values not being one of the main reasons why young people get involved in negative activities. So I would like to know what programs is being provided for parents and other people that can't afford to send their young ones to an institution that they cannot really learn the moral and social values. I would like to know what programs you have providing the young people with the education, the knowledge to stay away from the negative activities.
Okay, this I see as a collective responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the government only. It is the responsibility of the family, first and foremost. The value sets at home, the church. You see, this is it. The parents ought to grow up the children going to church. They don't know about the spiritual side of life. It is because of a materialistic type of tendency in the society that people show this sort of a disregard for values. There is need for the family, the church, the community. I mean, when I was growing up, any senior person in the village could have disciplined me. If I passed someone on the road and I didn't say good morning, you know, they would deal with me. But today, you try to discipline a child, you know, and the mother herself may want to attack you for doing this. So it's a family problem. You know, so we have to get back to these values. I mean, I know when we used to function as a real community. So, you know, it's a good question, but the state has its responsibility. I mean, the school would play a part in this. Church would play a part. The community, it's a collective. It's a system. It's part of our heritage, which we tend to, which has been on the decline, which we have to restore. You know, we have to restore those values. You know, we ought to be honesty. People ought to be honest. We ought to train young people to be honest, have self-respect. So, a very good question, but I say it is not the government has a role to play through its institutions, but it starts with the family, the church. It's a collective responsibility.
President, good afternoon to you, Mr. Prime Minister, and to the Honorable Simmons and the other speaker at the head table, and also the moderator. The speaker before the last mentioned about the community center, and being from the area of Riverside, I think we need to do transformation on the community center and get it into some sport, make it viable for like sporting events. Maybe if it's an indoor basketball court, which I think will do well, and some with a gymnasium, so like maybe it could be a community gym, so that the youths, as a football coach, part of our problem is that our people in Grenada, we are too small compared to other nations, like in terms of size. And I think because the other nations, they have what you call the availability of gyms, which will help boost up the people from that nation. So I think if we get a gym, our people will get accustomed into going there and working out, and thus enhance the what you call the size of the muscles, swell the muscles a little more, and thus they may be able to know what you call compete with the other nations in terms of size, because size, most time when scouts come around, just looking at our players, they have talent, but size, they are lacking, and there's a big concern to the scouts. So I think if we have gym, access to gym, it will help in the development. So I would like to see the community center, if it pleases you and your team, that if we could try to transform it into more sporting area, more sporting facility to help with the community. We are in a big community. Riverside is a very big village. Lots of youths, lots of potential, plenty potential. I just be working with most of the youths here in the field of football. And also the playing field right next door. I know you embark on a program of lighting playing field, but I think we should try to reach out to the community as well, because not everybody may be able to go to Tez or Grenville to have access to light facilities. But if we can light our playing field as well, because our playing field is really an active playing field. And last year we tried to have night sports and night cricket. And it was the enthusiasm by the people and everybody was well good. And the only problem is that we was sort of using a sort of lights which was not giving us the best. And we still make it under that circumstances. So I say if we could get more lighting up of the playing field, I think it would go well for our community. Thank you.
All right, let me address the issue on the lighting of the playing field. The decision to light the playing field in Sotez, it was a decision of the parish. It wasn't the ministry's decision on which playing field should be lit. We went to all the parishes and we had consultation with the people, asking them which of the playing field, in their opinion, should be lit in the various parishes. And it was the decision of the people of St. Patrick that 4 playing field should be the playing field to be lit. All right, so that's the reason why the ministry has embarked on lighting of that playing field. And that is what it's going to be. Now, I understand the importance of having, in fact, if I had my own way, I would have gone for Bellevue playing field in St. David. I would have gone for either Hermitage or River Sally. St. Patrick. And for St. Andrews, well, deep in my heart, I really wanted Victoria Park to be lit because I believe that is the better park at this point to be lit. Taking into consideration there are big plans for the development of Progress Park. And if you're going to lit Progress Park now, then it cause disruption. So I cannot right now say to you that we're going to light this playing field here. If I say that to you, then I'll be setting you up. So we are going to proceed with 4. But I also know too that the Prime Minister, he did a proposal to Grenada, requesting that they light 2 playing fields in St. Patrick, and Riversally and Hermitage are the 2 playing fields identified to be lit through the Prime Minister's effort. So let us see what's going to happen there. Okay? In relationship to the community center. Now, I firmly believe that the community must take ownership of the community center. The community must decide exactly what it is they want to see happen in the community center, and they must play the lead role. I believe that your parliamentary representative, together with the other ministries, must be in a position to assist you in achieving the goals that you want to set for the community center. But it must be a collective. It must be the entire community agreeing that, 1, that the facility must be used more for sports. 2, the facilities probably should, some people may have the opinion that it should be used more for skills training. The ministry may have their own thoughts on it. In fact, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, we, in consultation again with the Sports Council, they have recommended that the community center be used as the office for the St. Patrick Sports Council. So we are going to forge ahead to ensure that we do whatever little repairs that we can do to make sure that it happens. But it must be an initiative of the parish, the community, sorry. It must be an initiative of the community. The community must come together and decide exactly what they want to see happen there, and then we could have a plan and move forward with it. Now, I could tell you from where I sit, specifically what I want to see happen in Telescope, and what the persons in Telescope want to see happen with that community center that we intend to embark on. So you have to engage your MP, and at the same time, you must engage him in such a way that he must be able to facilitate you, but not driving the process. You must drive the process. Because I don't drive the process in Telescope. I don't even attend meetings. But whenever they need for me to do anything, I'll make sure that whatever they request, then I will work on it. So that is the kind of approach. Because at the end of the day, the community would always be there. The parliamentary representative you have now will not always be there. So the community would have to take ownership and work to ensure that whatever they want to see happen there happens. But between 2 of us, I don't see how you could have a gym there right now, from the ministry's perspective. All right.
But by the way, the process of transformation is going on. The Ministry of Community Development is looking at ways of making some changes to the structure of the building. So it is something, the building wasn't built properly. That's one of structurally, it wasn't of the best. I think recently an engineer visited there, and I think they're going to continue to, investigate the building and see what changes to make it a more functional building for the community. So we agree with you. The need for some form of transformation of the community center, and the is on.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I heard that you guys are saying that the young people need to engage yourself in things like going to church. Now, you can tell the young people to go to church. They could sit down, they could hear what the pastor is saying, what the preacher is saying. But if they don't make up their mind to learn and to get themselves involved in what the pastor is saying, that it will not make a difference. And the Bible says clearly in Revelation that things will not be getting better, it will be getting worse. So even though we try to do our best that we could do, but it will get worse and not better. So even though we say that the young people try to put them in church, but if they don't really make up their mind to learn what is going on in the church, then it will not make a difference, because most of the time they spend, in the community going to school. And some of the things that is happening in school, because everybody from the school don't come from the same background. So you can't really say that the church, if they make up their mind to learn what is going in the church and don't be bench warmers and sit down and relax, and really think of what is going on and put it into their heads, stick it into their brains, then it will make a difference.